This is a really powerful makeover story for those of you who want to transform your small space, but you just feel too overwhelmed and you don't know where to start. Here we have a small loft bedroom that you are able to stand up in, but it does have this awkward beam in the middle of the room, and you have to walk under the beam to get to the closet. It needs to be a workout area, a closet, a bedroom, also a movie theater for this giant TV. It's in need of some major help. So I got in there with my TSD small space principles. I rolled up my sleeves, moved a ton of furniture around, and of course I added white bedding. And the changes I made allowed my client, Tony, to be free to transform his space from something that he wasn't proud of to something that he loved. I'm going to show you everything we did and exactly how we did it. Thank you very much. And don't you worry, because I have big plans for this channel and we are going to grow. So hold on to your pants, everybody. And our TSD Project Spotlight goes to this drawer. Can you just see the chaos and the calm? It's just so clear. Why would you not want to get organized whenever you can have this clarity in your brain after doing that? It looks so good. Thank you so much for sharing. And if you guys have any projects you want to share with me, you can tag me on Instagram at The Suitcase Designer. So when you walk up this ladder area, you have a mirror that is balancing perfectly on this little handrail here. Then we have a little mini rug to greet our feet. And when you look up, that's definitely when you see it. We have a lot of, honestly, I have no idea what these are. Like glitter plates, maybe some glitter tree rings. We've got a lot on our wall. And when you pair that with the bedding, it is very busy. And typically busy in a small space is a very quick way to make your small space feel smaller. You'll also notice that we have a massive TV on the wall as you enter the room. And we have a lot of furniture for such a small space. So right now when I walk in, my eyes don't really know what I should look at. I'm also noticing signs of an at-home gym, which has become quite popular these days. It's kind of just awkwardly placed next to the bed. Like, you know, you want to roll out of bed and hit the gym. You can definitely do that here. For the most part, Tony is really a minimalist. He doesn't have a lot of stuff, but I do notice that he has a lot of furniture. I'm also noticing that there might be like one or two safety hazards in this area, like this mirror. I don't know how it's like perfectly balanced right here, but you do notice this like glass beam and blind situation going on right here. And if you back up, you can see it's kind of in the middle of the room. It's a very low beam too. You kind of have to limbo to get under it. Let me just show you what I mean. This is where the beam hits my 5'8" body, and it's pretty wide. So that means if you want to get to your closet, you have to do a really good duck to get under there. So Tony's using the other side of the room as his closet right now. He has some open shelving here, and on the other side of that, he has all of his clothes. And honestly, for as expensive of clothing as I found in his closet, this does not look luxurious or inviting to me whatsoever. There's also, in true Korean fashion, a mirror glued to the wall right here. And we have a storage situation going on too. He clearly likes sports and he needs a place to store them. This place feels so cramped to me, and I think that we could be utilizing the space so much better, and I think that we could completely upgrade and change his entire closet and make it look and feel 1,000 times better. He does have minimal clothes storage built in. He has these small shelves, but they're very shallow, and you can see the closet area is really just not working for him, and we have a lot of extra furniture over here that I think we could eliminate. He is renting his space, so we have to be renter friendly, but he does have a little more liberty than most have to make changes to his space. But we do want to keep that in mind. So we're not going to be doing anything structural or any mega changes today because he's renting. And by the way, this is my friend Tony's space. He runs a company called Soul Guide Medical. You may have seen him around because lately he's been helping me with my eye surgery, but we're going to hear more from Tony later. I I know a lot of you guys are in a similar situation to Tony. You're unhappy with your space. You want to create a space you love. You want to create change. Love to have a reading nook here. I'd love to have a closet here, but you really don't know how to get from point A to B. Pretty much, you're just overwhelmed and you don't know where to start. I'm going to use this loft bedroom makeover as an example to show you changes that you can make in your space to help make your dreams come true. This was the first day that I visited Tony's house, and I knew that we had to get some of this furniture out of his space. So I'm going around with sticky notes to mark all of the furniture that I want Tony to get rid of as his homework during the next week while I'm gone, so that I can come back and start fresh and see what we're really working with in the space. There is a lot of furniture that has to be removed from this space, but I know it's going to make a drastic improvement immediately. It always does, and especially in a small space, when you have a lot of furniture, it can really overwhelm your space, but if you take it away, it will automatically make it feel bigger. So that was the first day that I visited Tony's space. I left him all the sticky notes with the homework of getting rid of all of the excess furniture, and then I came back a week later to check in on his progress and see if he did his homework. I'm sorry. Well, okay. Okay, well, Tony didn't do his homework, so we're gonna get back to that. I wanna take a moment to just make one very quick change that anyone can do in your small space. If you don't know where to start here, because I guarantee this is going to help open up the space, and it's kind of like one of those duh things, but you don't notice the change until you actually do it. Never underestimate the power of white bedding. White is my favorite bedding because as somebody who's always moving, white transitions to every home that I'm ever in. It's just classy, and I also, like Tony, really like the minimalist hotel vibes, so white it is. We'll be back in just a minute to discuss the fact that there's still all of the furniture in the bedroom right now, but I just had to jump on changing the bedding. I knew it was going to transform the space, and I couldn't wait any longer. Already changing that. His room feels so much brighter. The wallpaper, definitely going to address that later, not today, but busy wallpaper like this is a surefire way to make your small space feel smaller, so we will change that later. So much better with just this small change. So this is where I will always start from now on in makeovers. I think first change your bedding if that's needed, and then see how your space feels. This is gonna go. Look how it's already opening up that space. Little change, but it feels so big. And the goal is to make Tony's small loft feel bigger, so that's what I'm trying to do right now. It's not hard. A lot of the times if there's a corner, we want to push our furniture in the corner because we think it's going to open up the space more, but it doesn't. So get your furniture off the wall. Oh, that one was easy. But at this point, I realized I couldn't make any more progress until we got the furniture out, so I rolled up my sleeves and... At this point, you might be asking yourself, why is there so much furniture in this one small space? And that's a really great question. So Tony doesn't like for things to go to waste, and he also has trouble investing in his space. So what you see here is a result of many years of Tony's bad habit, which is picking furniture up off the street. He sees things in the recycling pile downstairs, or he sees things that are marked to be thrown away, and he thinks that is a perfectly good piece of furniture. I'm going to take that home with me. A common mistake I think that we make in small spaces is assuming you need more storage because you're in a small space. So you keep acquiring more and more storage solutions, but the reality is you're actually just bringing in so much furniture that you're making your space feel so much smaller, and that is exactly what is happening with Tony's space right now. I made Tony promise me that he would stop this bad habit, and I'm going to make him carry all of this stuff downstairs so that he learns his lesson. So there's a lot of open storage, which is something I'm so against in small spaces because it's just hard to make it look put together. It tends to look very cluttery and overwhelms a space very quickly. By simply closing the doors in your storage space,
It allows everything to hide behind it. It doesn't look too cluttery, but you can still keep on hand all of the essentials that you need in your apartment. What we're going to do is try and shift and move his closet to another location so that he can use this closet for clothes storage so that he doesn't have to see a lot of the stuff going on over here. Right now I'm just shuffling and trying to put stuff away because I need to go up and down the stairs and probably put all the clothes in a bag to move those downstairs. But I'm still catching my breath from the furniture. Snowboard boots. I want you to come look at the furniture that I'm pulling out of Tony's room. Tony, I hope this is a wake-up call. This is crazy. How do you have so much furniture in one small space? We're not even done yet. Oh my gosh. Before we can put all of this in there, I need to take this out. And that's where my handy Costco bag comes in. I just texted Tony and told him he has a lot of furniture to move tonight because you cry, I can't do that.
So you're probably asking yourself, well, why are you moving the closet downstairs? Doesn't he need a closet? I mean, what are you going to do with all the clothes? That's a really good question that I am about to answer for you.
In Tony's space, he kind of had 4 things going on. He had a bedroom, a workout space, a closet, and a storage room. I wanted to simplify the space, and by eliminating the closet area upstairs, which I will take downstairs and show you later in another makeover, by eliminating the closet, I was able to open up the space and create more zones within his upstairs area. So right now I'm going to be working on the home gym area.
Because we have enough space downstairs to create a closet area for him, I thought this space to the side would be the perfect area to create a separated workout gym for him that's not in his bedroom, but it's in his bedroom. And as we start to dismantle the closet area, our disaster, the during phase, is really growing.
Now it's time to tackle the closets. Okay, closet has been cleaned out, but I'm having trouble removing these poles. I'm going to let Tony remove these when he gets home from work, and we'll just set the mats up around it for right now. Okay, unfortunately, because these are stuck, we're kind of at a stopping point. I can't really move the mats here, but I think what's important is just for Tony to arrange it in a way that makes sense because it is such a small area. Originally, I had planned to get these gym mats that would fit perfectly in the entire floor space here, but they were too thick. Tony said that any thicker than the mats he currently had would allow him to not be able to stand up in here and work out. I did all that I could alone that day. I really needed somebody else to help me get the furniture down the ladder. It's a ladder, not a staircase, because it's very sketchy, and right at that time, Tony came home to help. Tony actually came home from work, which is great because I'm here to watch to make sure all of the furniture gets out of his room. So let me show you what he's been doing. He's been pulling everything downstairs. He's back. I was just saying how I'm proud of you because you volunteered to get rid of this. You actually said it cannot stay.
Yeah, it hurt my soul a little bit, but you're right.
Oh.
It has to go.
And it's empty up here. Tony actually said he likes that the glass that you can see through. It kind of makes it bigger in the gym, and we can remove these as well later. He likes the gym. Your words were, it's so big in here.
It's huge.
It's actually a better space for him to work out in. We put more of his soccer shoes. I'll show you. We put his sport-specific shoes in here. They work perfectly up there. Still have to figure out what to do with this stuff. We have a bed coming and we compromise. He can keep that until I find a better replacement.
In my defense, that's just temporary.
You were hoping I didn't see it.
But I promise I'll throw it out when we get the new bed frame and stuff.
But I am proud of you. You've gotten rid of so much. It looks so much better. So that night, Tony and I talked about some of the changes I thought that he could make in his space and some of the furniture I thought he could buy. And I left that space intending to give him time to kind of adjust to the space, see what he thought he needed.
But Tony didn't want to wait. He wanted to get started right away. Tony was very proactive. I didn't even have a chance to make it home on the subway before he had started ordering supplies and necessary furniture for his space. And this is when I realized, and this is a really cool thing about the TSD method, Tony is a businessman. He's an active guy who wants to take action, but the problem was he was stuck and he didn't know where to start. But after I came in and made a few functional changes for him, I feel like it freed him up and he was really excited to start designing his space. So a few weeks later, I came back to check in on Tony and see what he had been up to, because he had been very busy since I was last there. It looks so much better and more open. Before it was like, it kind of looked like a dorm room.
Yes.
And the gym, did you paint in here too? Because
Yes.
it looks brighter.
I painted all of this. So I painted the ceiling.
You can kind of see the yellow like coming through.
I painted the ceiling. I painted like up here. I did everything because it didn't feel right. Pretty much with free weights, you can do almost every workout that you want.
The space is fine.
The space is fine, and the reason I told you before, I didn't want the
thicker mats that we found. Yeah.
That's just right.
You almost hit it.
Yeah. But if it was just a little bit thicker, I might actually hit it. So
small spaces.
See, even up here, I don't hit it. It's just the right height.
And it's not even much more space than you had right here. Like, it's actually more space, I think, because
yeah, it's a lot more space.
we had talked about closing this off.
I thought about closing it off again, but it just doesn't feel better. Yeah, it might make it feel too small.
Do you remember the closet situation you had up here? It was, I mean, can we say it was bad?
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad.
Putting my sports gear inside is awesome because I do a lot of sports.
And it's not even like super like anally organized, but it's practically organized for all of this gear.
Yeah. And I liked how you did it too, like one sports, one like kind of bag and
your
money
work
place,
stuff, right?
my work stuff.
Does that work for you, having that stuff in there?
This works because like this, it's just perfect. Like, it just feels right. I don't know how else to explain it. It just feels right.
I like that. Did you keep that? But you painted it, right? You like to hide things from me and hope I don't see them, but I like it.
So this actually came from the. You told
this
me
is
not,
new recycling.
This is new recycling.
Oh my
but
gosh,
it's
Tony.
only temporary. That's why I didn't message you.
Okay.
And the reason is because when I'm working out, I need some place to put the phone. Promise I will throw this out as soon as I find the
something
correct.
else. Okay, and do you want to show us your room?
Yeah.
Because you got this new piece.
So this arrived today. The bed frame hasn't arrived.
Why does your TV look bigger? It looks even bigger than it was before. Did you have the stand on?
No,
before?
I didn't.
Okay.
Because it was too tall.
Okay.
But when this came, this is just the right, perfect height to be able to use the stand.
What I like to do in small spaces is to get oversized furniture that you think would be too big for the space, but really it helps make it feel bigger. And that's what I suggested to Tony, that we buy one more of these pieces to extend across the entire wall upstairs.
So
Yeah.
where do you recommend I put the mirror?
What if we put it here?
And I chose these ones because I didn't want to drill into the wall. These were just $3, like 3,000.
I know, I was gonna ask you, do we need them though?
Kind of do.
Come on, they didn't even move an inch. Like, that's how, let me show you. Did you see before and after? They didn't move at all.
Just
I think those look like your grandma's.
hang on.
These are the changes Tony made while I was gone. He painted all of the walls white. He swapped the bed and the TV as I had suggested. He ordered furniture. He added curtains and a mirror, and I suggested that we swap the position of the mirror. At that point, I feel like it was better for me to kind of take a step back and play more of the guide role for Tony. Some people that I work with, they want me to do everything. They really don't want to have a say in what goes on with the design, but other people have really strong opinions about what they like, but sometimes they just need like a little push to get started, to get unstuck so that they can start making those decisions for themselves. So this was a really fun process for me to see, and a really powerful one, because once I was able to help get Tony unstuck, he was able to get the ball rolling and really just kind of take over. A couple weeks went by, we kept texting about his space, I kept making some small recommendations for him, he kept making changes, and finally I came back to see the final result. The upstairs looks so much better. I cannot wait to see the side-by-side images. It feels like a hotel, especially with the dim light. So this was the final result of Tony's space. He added 2 dim lights next to the TV. He tried to add plants up to the area, but it just wasn't working because of the lack of sunlight, and he really just wanted to maintain a very minimal feel. He hasn't really changed much up here. It's still the same. There are some pieces, like there's a lot of extra stuff in here right now, but it's just like, where else are you gonna put it when you live in a space without a lot of closets? So it's fine, it's functional, it works for him, and it's very realistic. It's kind of like your garage gym, where you have to keep all your storage stuff. How often do you use this space?
Every day.
This room feels so much bigger than the first one I was in. I think the biggest reward from this makeover is that in the beginning, Tony said he never wanted to stay at home, and now he's always home because he loves his space so much. I found this the other day when I was shopping, and I thought, because we couldn't find curtains that went well in here, Tony wants a very specific size that is pretty much impossible to find, so.
Okay, the problem with these curtains is that, so right now the existing curtains, 2 of them close perfectly, but the ones that they sell online,
he doesn't want 4 panels.
You would need like 3 of them or 4 of them, and then when they're scrunched up, they would come out to here, and that blocks my view. And the thing is, I like to be in bed and look outside, so that's why.
And you got rid of the ties. Does it look like something like a grandma would have?
Well, that's where I learned it from.
I feel like I just taught you like a few basic things that just really were life-changing for you.
Basic for you, not basic for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is life-altering.
He did keep that trash furniture.
Oh,
but
no, I didn't keep it. I built it. I moved this over, and then I sit here and I eat when I want to chill. And I kept 2 because that one's for eating. But then when I want a snack,
you have snack size.
I have a snack one. And actually,
Tony, you're very high maintenance.
I have a 3rd one, and this one is kind of for just lighter desserts or drinks. Because finding flat and fitted sheets in Korea is very challenging to do, we ordered these from Pottery Barn in America, and we had them embroidered, and Tony asked for pink. I love it. It matches my pajamas. Just by giving Tony a little push in the beginning, he was able to create a space that he loves and that he wants to spend his time in. We made a few small changes to make his small space feel bigger, and just by being in there, you can feel how much more open it feels. You don't have to invest a lot of time and money to create a space you love. You just have to be smart with how you do it. And I think Tony's makeover was a perfect example of that. I hope it encourages you guys to transform your space and work with what you have. Thanks for watching.